General Motors are now the biggest electric car manufacturer in the US, according to Mary Barra. Of course, that would be in the dystopian world where Tesla doesn't exist, but Tesla does exist. So General Motors are the second biggest electric car manufacturers in the United States. They are now selling twice as many EVs as Ford, and they've seriously started to ramp production up. It's nowhere near where the company said they'd be, but hell, they're doing a lot better than analysts expected them to be, and a lot better than I expected them to be. Kudos. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Here are the numbers. Here are the facts. Here are the statistics. Here's what GM are doing. Bolt and the Bolt EUV, you can see why this thing is selling so damn well. For the price, it should be. I mean, if you're in the US and you don't want to buy a Tesla and you want a more affordable EV, I don't know why you'd buy anything else. This is the car to buy. Clearly, a lot of buyers agree with me. Now, yes, I know you do have to take a risk. You've got to assume that there'll be no more battery problems, considering how many there has been for LG Chem EVs. Well, who knows? However, General Motors are crushing it. Tesla is crushing it, and they're crushing Toyota. Toyota sales are down 11%. Well, the inverse was the case for General Motors. They reported sales of 603 vehicles during the first quarter of 2023. That's just in the United States alone. And that's a 17.6% increase year over year, but the result is still 6% below Q1 of 2021. Now, I said after Toyota took GM's sales crown for a year, that was the last year it happened. That's what my prediction was. I think it's pretty clear that's the case now. If you look at Toyota sales this year, GM is just way ahead. The most important thing is that General Motors, though, is increasing battery electric vehicle production pretty quickly. It set an all-time quarterly record with 2 sales of the Hummer EV. That's true, but it actually sold more than 20,000 electric cars. 2 Hummer EVs and 20,000 of its other models. In Q1, the company delivered 20,670 fully electric cars, up from only 457 a year ago, and 27 the quarter before that. That means that 3.4% of GM's cars that they delivered were fully electric cars. The previous best quarterly result was Q4 2022 when they delivered 16,266. So they've increased their sales by just over 4,000 in this quarter. Is that a good result? Well, depends on how you look at it. To be fair, percentage-wise, it's terrible, 3.4%. But in terms of an increase in sales, it's really good. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Is this good? Is this bad? When you hear the 3.4%, my take is I'm like, whoa, that's shocking. But then when you look at the numbers and you go, well, 20,000, nearly 21,000, that's a really good improvement. It's their best ever. Hey, cut them some slack. I don't know what to think here. It's like good and bad. The numbers include 3 brands: Cadillac, Chevrolet, and GMC. The commercial vehicle brand BrightDrop is counted separately by General Motors. Now, I think they should count it together. I think BrightDrop is the best thing General Motors have done in decades. I don't know why they don't count it together. Anyhow, GM has reached new record levels, relying mostly on the Bolt EV and the Bolt EUV. Now, clearly they don't make any profit from those cars, which they're kind of like doing the public a service here. It always seems like that. It's so well priced. The Ultium-based EVs are carrying almost all of the load. 19,700 Bolts and Bolt EUVs were delivered. That's an increase from 358 1 year ago. Now, obviously, when they did 358, that was when the factory was shut down. So, yeah, there's that. Now, the reason that the number was over 20,000 in total is because GM delivered 968 Cadillac Lyrics and, of course, the 2 GMC Hummer EVs. So that all comes to a total of 20,670. BrightDrop production was estimated at around 500 vehicles. BrightDrop is GM's electric van division, but it's more than that actually. I made a video about BrightDrop, which is actually a brilliant part of General Motors. I'll put a link in the description to the video I made about them. You need to know about them. That's really, what they're doing is amazing. To give you an idea of where GM is at this year compared to last year, for last year, GM delivered 122 Cadillac Lyrics. Bolts and Bolt EUVs, 38,000. So they've delivered about half that number of EVs in just one quarter. That's a good result. And the Hummer EV pickup, General Motors delivered 864 of those. Now, that means GM delivered a total of 39,000 electric cars last year, so they've had a huge increase. I mean, they've sold half that figure in only a single quarter. That's good. Is GM's ramp up going to what they predicted it would? No, it's not. Will the media say that? Will they say, hey, hang on, Mary, you told us this? I don't think so. GM says, though, in 2023, it will easily double all electric vehicle sales. So it should. The company says its target in North America is 50,000 electric vehicles produced in the first half of the year and double that in the second half of the year. That would mean they're planning on delivering 150,000 electric cars this year in total. Now, for Ford to do that, they've got a long way to go. Ford only delivered 10,000 electric cars in the first quarter of this year, and Ford say they will hit a run rate of 600,000 EVs, a production run rate, by the end of this year. They're going to go from 10,000 in 3 months to 600,000 per month by the end of the year. I find that hard to believe, but you never know. Now, my prediction for this year is that General Motors will probably deliver around 100,000 electric cars in the United States. Not a big percentage of sales. They need to do more, but I do think they're trying. Looking ahead to what GM will be delivering soon. They've got the Equinox EV coming out in the fall of 2023. They've got the Silverado EV coming out in the spring of 2023. That, by the way, that is one of my favorite vehicles that I've seen in a long time. The Silverado EV looks really good. And they've got the GMC EV Hummer pickup. That's being ramped up this year. They've got the GMC Hummer EV SUV. That's coming out in mid-2023. And then they've got the BrightDrop Zevo 400, which is coming out at some point this year. Now, GM, what do they say about the future? What are they going to do? Let's hold them to account to some degree. They say they're going to increase electric vehicle sales in North America to 1 million annually, or 250,000 per quarter in the year 2025, meaning they'll be beating Tesla in 2025. In light of the fact that we've just learned that Tesla plan to produce 4 million of their more affordable EVs within the next few years, I'd say GM beating Tesla is not going to be happening anytime soon. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.